Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. I welcome you to another interesting episode of this program, Islam is Beautiful, a program that's designed to let you appreciate yourself as Muslims and as an individual. My name is Salma Adetitulawara. Thank you for joining us.
Fortunate is he.
This program is sponsored by Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali San in memory of his late wife Ajia Fauzia Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Al-Jannah Firdaus. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. It is believed that motherhood is a state that every woman aspires to attain, and as Muslims there is a rule, there are laws, there are etiquettes that we must follow if you are a mother. So that today on the program we shall be discussing the topic motherhood in Islam. Now to do this chit-chatting with me, I have Sister Sakina.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Sister Khadija.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And Sister Alima.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today, as I said earlier, we shall be discussing motherhood in Islam. And beautiful enough, we're all mothers here. Alhamdulillah. So, my dear sisters, Sister Khadija, if we say motherhood, what are we talking about?
Motherhood, simply put, is the act of being a mother. And as you know, it's a process. It's something you must prepare for. And as the Yorubas will say, you must kind of prepare your mind and prepare your home and get all the things this beautiful new member of the family will require and need, because she will surely need a lot of your time.
Yes.
Well,
you're right, mashallah. Motherhood is a process, and it involves a lot of things. Now, it starts from when a child is being conceived, which is part of bringing a child into the world. Now, motherhood stretches from there up to when the child grows up to a certain age, probably the toddler age, and then from there the child goes up to another level. So its motherhood continues from when the child is born to when the child leaves the parents' home.
Alhamdulillah, when a child is born to when the child leaves his parents' home. Now, we're talking about motherhood in Islam now. When we say motherhood in Islam, Sister Sakina, is there a different meaning to that?
Yes, mashallah. Motherhood in Islam should be planned before the lady gets married. Because the verse of the Holy Quran where Almighty Allah says, Rabbana, where Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam prayed to Almighty Allah, Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa zurriyatina qurrata a'yunin waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Oh Allah, bestow upon us righteous spouses and then children that will be the light of our eyes. That means you have to first pray for a righteous spouse. So in planning to be a mother, the first step is to choose a righteous partner that will be a good father to your child. Then during the state of conception of the child, the formation of the child, when the sperm and the egg are supposed to make this act of the sexual intercourse, the Holy Prophet also recommended the prayer, Allahumma janib shaitan wa janib shaitan razaqtana, that, oh Allah, do not let shaitan have a part of this provision you're going to give me. So everything about motherhood in Islam is always backed up with prayers, and we would always have something to learn in the life of the Holy Prophet and in his sunnah.
Yes, and to add to a point, even up to the point of childbirth, as soon as the child is out, it is imperative on the parent to actually recite the prayer, as in call to prayer into the ears of the child, so that, and I mean, once that is done, there's that total hope in Almighty Allah that that child will not only be a Muslim, will also be not only a very good Muslim, will also be a very good child, and a comfort and blessing to the parents and cooling of the eyes.
What she said.
Yes.
During the stage of pregnancy, a Muslim mother is always supposed to say, Rabbi habli mina salihin, oh Allah, give me a righteous child. And as much as possible, she should also try to engage in listening to the Holy Quran and doing acts of worship that would help the spiritual development of a child during the formative stage. MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. Those prayers will help the spiritual upliftment of that child when it eventually comes into the world. Alhamdulillah. And I believe Muslim mothers, intending mothers, mother already, they are watching and they know that these prayers are very important. Now, when the child is born, choosing a name for that child, is a part of motherhood too?
Yes.
Yes, mashallah, it is. It is, though it is a duty. It's a duty of both parents to come together, come to a compromise, and
then
search for names. These days, you find people going on the net to look for names for their
to know
children.
the meaning.
Yes, to know the meaning, because some names that have been given to children, in the eventual, you find out that those names are not really, they don't have good meanings.
Okay.
You find some people eventually changing their names when they get to know what it means. So I think it's imperative for parents to actually do research and know the meaning and the essence of a name being given to a child at childbirth. And it's also part of motherhood.
And choosing a good name is very important because it will reflect on the child, the whole of his life or our life on earth. So it's so important on us to choose. There are so many beautiful names in Islam. We have Abdul Latif, Khadija, we have Salma, we have Amina, we have so many. Abdul Razak, we have so many good Islamic names, Kafaya, Abdul Rashid. We have so many beautiful names you can pick from. So it's not, it's something we could all come together. Not we always have this problem. Maybe you have a particular name in mind, your father-in-law has a particular name in mind, and there's always this.
Then there's a conflict
between the two parties. Not
something in Islam, the recommendation it is the parents. In fact, according to the narration, we had the mother has a greater right to choose the name of her child.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I hope we know this. So, father-in-laws, as you're listening, and now, so when you have picked a name for that child, that makes you a mother. In fact, as soon as the child comes into the world, you
becomes
so
mother.
What are the roles? Now, this is the part that a lot of us would want to know: the upbringing of that child. The child is here now, has a name, so you are something.
Yeah.
Now, what is your duty as a mother towards the upbringing of that child to make you a good mother, so that you would have fulfilled your duty as a Muslim mother, and then your role as a mother who would really be called motherhood? That motherhood that we are talking about here now. What role is it in upbringing?
MashaAllah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ was reported to have said, Rida Rabbi, Farid al-Walid, Wasahatu Rabbi, Fistahatu al-Walid, that the paradise of the child lies under the feet of his mother. So a mother should be somebody to guide the child towards attaining paradise. A mother should sit up to guide all the activities throughout the life of the child. It doesn't even end when the child is married. It ends till the mother continues to exist on the surface of the earth.
To point out some of these things, I believe that even if we won't be able to have everything here and now, there are some things that are paramount and important that makes a mother a real mother, like taking care of the child.
Yes, I agree with you. Like bringing up a child in the Islamic way.
Okay.
Now, you have given birth to a child. You have proclaimed Islam for that child. It's your duty to make sure that that child grows up according to the ethics of the religion, and it is your duty as a mother. That is a stronghold for you, for your child, because if you don't give that child that upbringing from that age, that tender age, the child may not get it. You see parents like we are fortunate to have parents that were able to put us through. But my parents did not have that. You understand? So they made sure. So parents of these days now, you can see that even at a child at 2-3, I started going to madrasa. Because that is the time that their brains are really they can capture. And the Quran is not it's something that you need to really concentrate and you understand. So you really have to put the child through the Islamic ethics from that early stage up to when the child is maybe going to the university, and maybe the child is on his or her own to know what is wrong or right. So the Islamic ethics is the first thing you need to inculcate in your child.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Now, when we talk about the emotional upbringing of the child, now in showing love, I know that some people, because they want to do what you have just asked us to do as a mother, instill the right Islamic ethics, they take the child somewhere else. Now, do you think the emotional attachment and the emotional upbringing that a mother should give to the child will be there if, because you want to instill Islamic ethics, you have taken the child elsewhere? There is a school now that can take in 5-year-olds. Now, do you think that that role will be really played if you have,
and keep them with them.
Like a Hafiz school? Like a Hafiz school?
Something like that.
That's a bit too early. That's too early to put your child in boarding school at the age of 5. What role are you playing as a mother?
The essence of
the
motherhood
act of motherhood and the role of motherhood is being eroded.
That is the stage when the emotional bond is
That is when you can.
That's the formative stage.
The stage you impact so much love on your children is between the ages of 1 and 5. That is why when you make so much impression on your child, and that is when you form the bond between you and your child. And the saying that the child's blessings are the fruit of the mother, it goes beyond. To buttress what my sister said, it shows that the child must have not only a bond with the mother, but try as much as possible to do what is pleasing to the mother, so that at all times the mother's heart will be pleased, and whatever prayers she's offering for her children will just automatically go and work for them. So we are saying that the mother must actually play that role before you expect, because all these things, it comes back to you.
Exactly.
You give your child your time, you get it back later on in life. A child you deprive of your time and love, you can be rest assured, my sisters, it's not a cause. Once we deprive these children of what they need when they need it, we're going to get trouble. And that is what we do not want. As a Muslim mother, our primary role, apart from worshipping Almighty Allah, is to give the best to our children. And giving the best to your child, when your child sees you in the morning, I say alhamdulillah, sometimes when people call me, when your child sees you in the morning and she leaves home and go to other places and carries a cake early in the morning, and people tell you, your child, you must raise your child in a way that every morning the first thing she'll pick up when she wakes up is a kettle, and she'll take her mat and say her prayers. And the thing is, all these things is a face. Once we impart it on the child, the child will leave home, and the child will live with it. And you've given the child a life, you've given her the best, because there's nothing in life that cannot be confronted with prayers. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. So it is best for a woman to take care of her own child, not on no condition, even to instill Islamic ethics, should you take your child elsewhere to be taken care of for you.
Yes, mashallah.
No, I don't think
at least that's you mentioned 5 years, right?
Yes,
that's still a very tender age to leave the child in the
It's too
custody of
early.
somebody. The child should still be totally on. That's when you get to understand the child. You know the child, and the child
What if
gets
this
to know
person is your own mother? What if you have a job that takes all your time, and so you don't have the time? Because I know a couple, they just got married and they have a baby, but they see the baby just at the weekends because they have to drop the baby with their mother-in-law. Now,
Exceptional
it's
cases.
a very sad situation, because the society has really defined it has displaced the role of an ideal mother. An ideal mother is supposed to always be on ground for the child, at least at that tender stage of the child, not dropping a little child with a grandmother. The grandmother has played her own role of training you. Why then drop your child with the grandmother if you have a choice?
They're even lucky, because a lot of times you will find out that nobody would want a situation that will not make him or her stay with the child. So it must be that the person has to just work.
They are lucky.
But whose fault?
The society. The society has displaced the role of an ideal mother.
Yes.
An ideal mother is expected to be at home for the child, not leave the child in the custody of house helps for donkey hours. The mother is always, because the child gets to pick character from all those people. So the mother is expected. But in a situation where the mother is helpless, at least I believe if the mother has a strong faith and prays to God, Allah might just, because of her faith, provide a job, because we have cases of mothers that have resigned probably private establishments
Just
and prayed to
because of
God
their kids,
and got government jobs. I gave them a more flexible time to take care of their children, and I'm an example of that. I was working in a private organization. I resigned because I realized it wasn't giving me enough time for the family. So I had to resign, and mashallah, I prayed to God, and that very year Allah provided a government job for me and gave me a flexibility of time to take care of my children and my family.
Yeah, we all have stories to tell. I'm also a victim of it because we're even lucky on this side of the world where we have parents-in-law, our own parents to take care of these children. Abroad, you don't have anybody to do such things. And I had to keep my child with a nanny, a registered nanny. At the end of the day, I didn't know she kept my child downstairs in the cold until broke out with something worse than measles. I had to make a choice. Today, to the glory of God, my son is a pharmacist. He was just about 2-3 years. All he could tell me was to cry when I drop him. And I was always looking at that. That is the problem we have. What you will collect. So you just drop the child. Anytime I want to leave him, he'll hang on to me and look at my eyes and cry. And when I come back in the evening, I'll be all goody, mommy, chocolates and stuff. One day I just saw the nanny and husband staring at each other. And something just told me something is wrong. And a few days later, my son broke out. And my neighbors now told me, don't you know that woman? I said, my husband said she's registered. She said she's registered, but our children are grown. They're the ones riding bicycles all over the estate. Look at your son. He's only 2-3 years old. She leaves him downstairs maybe with the dog. So we do so many things that are wrong. We must correct it. And all we say is we want to make money. What was I earning then? I made a choice that day. I decided to come back to Nigeria. To the glory of God today, my son is a pharmacist. If I had not made that choice today, I wonder where I will be.
Alhamdulillah.
So
a mother should learn to sacrifice.
Yes.
A mother should learn to have faith, strong faith in Allah.
Yes.
That if it is the sacrifice to take care of my children, I will be willing to compromise so many things. May Allah make it easier for us. I mean, now moving on to what upbringing. Now the child is grown. Her child is a pharmacist. Now, what is our role as a mother? Do we have the responsibility of marrying for our sons and marrying our daughters? Or is it still your role? At any stage you notice that the child is mature enough, you're the one that should know that this child is ripe enough for marriage.
Mashallah.
This time and age.
Mashallah. A mother in Islam, the role does not end. As long as you exist on the surface of earth and you have a child, you remain a mother, and that role of motherhood continues. Your responsibility is, if your child is probably he doesn't have a job, has finished school, instead of staying idle, encourage your children to get married. And if Allah has provided for you, it's no big deal in you sponsoring. Even fathers, we have cases of fathers that married their daughters out 200 level 3, and they still cater for the children and pay their school fees. That is the injunction of Islam. That is what Islam preaches. Instead of fornicating or the children committing a sin that you'll eventually be the one to account to it before Almighty Allah. It's better for you to marry the children out legally. They're doing something illegal, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. So that if the child is 21, for instance, and is a boy and is beginning to have girlfriends, you can ask him to marry and then take care of him until he is comfortable enough to do so. It is the role of the mother to ask the father.
At least in a subtle way, because these days, I mean, in addition to what my sister said, the role of a mother is continual. And these days, we must be careful the way we handle it with these children. And once you see they are attaining a certain age and you realize, I want my child to be married to a Muslim. If it's a girl, I want my child to marry a Muslim. If it's a boy, then you start putting some things in place. You'll start inviting friends that have male children that are Muslims too, because they keep telling you they don't get. I can't find a Muslim boy, and that's to me now, I mean, it's absurd, because at the end of the day, being a Muslim is a blessing. Some people say, I didn't choose to be a Muslim. God just decided to bless me to be a Muslim. It is a blessing. So I will not want, sincerely, most parents will not want their children to make that mistake, because it is a mistake. So we try to do it in a subtle way because they are formed. And you've already put them on the path of Islam, but sometimes peer group influence cannot be underestimated. So they meet with their friends and they just tell you, Mommy, I'm praying now. I tell them, we said that in our own time. We are praying it's better for you to marry someone that is also a Muslim. So we should try to make them interact with one another. Yes.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah make it easy for us, because I think it's a trial if you are a mother. It's a big trial because you have to play out all these roles that we have stated, and you must be seen to have played them well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Now on this program, this chit chat is taking a dimension that I know that you must want to know more, and that is why we are going to recommend this book to you on our readable segment for a better understanding of this topic of discuss. Bismillah. On our Read a Book segment today, we shall be recommending to you this beautiful 202-page book titled To My Sons and Daughters, 50 Candles to Light Your Path, written by Dr. Abdul Karim Bakar. This book puts a light on which cuts across a number of areas with one goal, bringing them all together. How to improve the well-being of our sons and daughters, how to head them towards treading the path of guidance to engender their excelling in their academic work and other facets of life. The author also stated in the book that even though the light that we enumerated in this book is general in description, because it is a matter of general and equal effect on male and female young ones, as some are youth related. These lights are targeted to uplift the personalities of our sons and daughters, to help them take the right path of righteousness and to excel in their study, work, and all areas of life. Take this book today, read, and add value to your life. Remember, readers are leaders.
All that is in the heavens and the earth magnifies God. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. To him belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. He gives life, and he makes to die, and he is powerful over everything. He is the first and the last, the outward and the inward. He has knowledge of everything.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In the morning when we wake, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every step we take, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every word we say, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every game we play, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. With everything we do, Bismillah, Bismillah. With everything that's new, Bismillah, Bismillah. With every place we go, Bismillah, Bismillah. And every friend we know, Bismillah, Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is the fact we think you should know for this week. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Now you have listened to us, you must answer our question to win a beautiful gift item from Islam is Beautiful. Hence, this is our question for the week. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. My sisters, in one word, to that mother out there that's thinking that, oh, this is getting too much, I can't hold it, a young mother, what advice, in one word, what advice would you give her? Sister Khadija?
Prayers. My sisters out there, the solution is prayers and prayers and prayers.
Alhamdulillah. Salima?
Same here, prayers, because it's the root of it all.
And the end of it all.
So viewers out there, you can see, to be a mother, you have to be a praying mother. Your knees shouldn't be far from the ground.
Yes,
you must know that it is only prayers, because you can even do all this that we have asked you to do, and Allah will still say no.
Exactly.
This is the way I want it to be. So it is Allah who can change whatever it is there's a situation and we want to recommend that, prayers will do it. Inshallah, we hope that you join us again on another episode of this program, Islam is Beautiful. Do not forget our slogan on this program. Do not tell people that you are a Muslim. Let them see that you are a Muslim. Exhibit good character. Be kind to people. And every time, let them see the Islam in you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the grace and the rahmah to do Islam as it should be. Ameen. So, we say thank you for staying tuned. From my sisters and I here, we say
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Fortunate is he.
This program is sponsored by Malam Yusuf Olaolu Ali San in memory of his late wife Ajia Fauzia Kehinde Lola Ali. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Al Jannah Firdaus. Ameen.